Now, what I'm doing when I'm throwing max distance is I'm throwing a really overstable long-range disc that's fast, so my Ballista Pros, on a nice angle like this. I'm putting the disc really high in the air, but to make up for that height, I have to make sure I turn my wrist and I put a lot of snap on it. The reason I'm doing so is so I get the full flight. You guys hear a lot of people saying full flight or S-shot or stuff like this. This is how the disc flies the furthest, is when you throw something overstable on a super turned angle and it pans as long as it can, but it still has enough time to get its full flight back out to the left. So if you don't get it high enough, after you get that initial turn, it's gonna hit the ground. This is why you have to get it high enough so it has time to correct itself in the air and finish out to the left. For me, I'm aiming really far at the left side of the fairway on that angle, so I have the entire middle and right side of the fairway to make the disc stretch before it comes back to the left. So one thing that's really important when you're throwing for max distance is the wind. What is it doing? You need to know this because it's going to change the angle or the disc choice or where you're aiming. Some of them are going to help you. Some of them are going to make it harder. Neither of these mean that you should or shouldn't do it. It's just something you have to think and adapt to. If it's a tailwind, it's going to make the disc fly further. It's going to push it. So absolutely, let's go for max distance. If it's wide open and there's a tailwind, absolutely I will. If there's a headwind, it's gonna try to push the disc backwards and to flip it. So when this happens, it doesn't necessarily mean, okay, I can't go for max distance, but it does mean I have to adjust for that. So I can't put it quite as high. So I'm gonna throw more of a flatter, lower release, but I'm still gonna have that angle. It's just not gonna be as exaggerated. If it's ever pushing from right to left, I'm gonna have to put a little bit more of an angle on it than I think. And if it's pushing from left to right, I'm not gonna be able to put as much angle as I think, or else I'm gonna get an accidental roller. So make sure you test the wind before you throw this shot, but I would say the most effective way to throw max distance is from a slight tailwind or no wind at all. So when you're looking for max distance, make sure to account for all these things, and thank you guys for watching.